Recently, we've been hearing how the larger guilds are struggling after the changes with the guild raids, but today we will investigate a much bigger problem with Tacticus, how long it takes to level your character skills, and why this is causing players a lot of frustration and burnout. For the past few months, my guild has been starting to face up to a pretty serious problem in Tacticus, and that's a difficulty with keeping up with all the new characters being released. Right now, we already have 69 characters, and at least another one being released on a monthly basis. The problem is pretty simple. It takes too long to level character skills from Epic, which is level 35, to Legendary, which is level 50. And that means it's very difficult to pivot between characters. It means that the game can become stale and the meta of the arena just doesn't move very quickly. It also means it's difficult to test new compositions in the guild raids. With the news that we will be getting guild wars coming this year too, it is even more problematic as players will be using the same characters in all modes because it simply takes too long to raise the skill levels of different characters. Looking at my own progression, after about a year of playing, I don't have a character at level 50. I'm currently working on bringing Eldryon up to level 50, but not because I enjoy Eldryon's playstyle or like the look of the character. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There are much better characters that suit my playstyle, and the Space Elves have always felt a bit out of place in 40k for me for some reason. The only reason for leveling Eldryon up to level 50 is because of his passive skill Doom, which gives characters a boost in damage, something vital in guild raids. After Eldryon, I only have 8 characters above level 40. Nearly all of these are simply meta characters and not characters I actually want to play or invest in. But let's look a bit deeper into the problem together, and we'll leave the developers with some recommendations for changes at the end as well. In my Does This Character Do Anything series, I always take a look at how long it roughly takes to upgrade a character to Diamond 2. If a new player was to start today, they would face an overwhelming climb to upgrade their characters. The characters are roughly taken around 30 to 40 days to level to Diamond 2, and with 69 characters to level, if we don't add any more in, that's already an incredible 6.7 years to get the ones we have to Diamond 2. But the biggest problem is just how long it takes their skills up to Legendary level. We're going to ignore gold and badges and dive into one of the biggest problems players face today, the difficulty in getting XP tomes, and just how long it takes to level a character's skills. So before we move on and deep dive into this, let's play a little game. Pause the video, go grab a piece of paper, and write down 2 things. How long you think it takes to currently level a character's skills from 0 to 35, which is of course Epic level, and how long you think it takes to level a character's skills from level 35 to level 50, so going from Epic to Max Legendary level. Then we can see in a little bit just how accurate you are. Okay, all done? Then let's start by looking at how many Codex of War books, which is what we call the Legendary XP tomes, you need to level a character from 0 to 35, so all the way to Epic, and to level a character from level 35 to level 50, so from Epic to Legendary. Well, you need the equivalent of 21 Legendary tomes to go from 0 to 35, and you need the equivalent of 178 Legendary tomes to go from level 35 to level 50. So already you can see that the jump in the number of tomes you need is incredibly large. And all of that means that for a brand new character going from level 0 to level 50, you need the equivalent of 199 Legendary tomes. But of course all of this is meaningless unless we take a look at how long it takes to get XP tomes. So let's take a look and see roughly how much we get per month. Let's start with guild raids. There were some changes recently and these have certainly shook the community to its core, especially within the top 100 guilds who were very used to gathering massive numbers of resources and feeling like their hard work was really paying off as they could level their characters at a reasonable rate. My guild is sitting around 170th place right now in the current season, and we are super proud of our position. Every season we work hard to level the right characters and grow our teams and scores. We are far from the top, but we're also in a really decent place for our experience levels. So let's take a look at how many Legendary XP tomes this gets us. Each Codex of War costs us 300 guild raid tokens. Each boss gets you 300 guild raid tokens, so that's an easy start to the calculation. For each boss you kill, you can turn that into 1 Legendary XP tome. For us, we're going to kill around 20 bosses this season, so already we have 20 Legendary tomes. So almost enough to get one character from level 0 to level 30 each month. Of course, there is also an end of season chest that gives you some more rewards. For us, we will get around 1700 guild raid tokens, So that's another 6 legendary XP tombs. So already this month we've collected 26 legendary tombs. Next up we'll take a look at the rewards from the Battle Pass. This is split up into 3 different categories. With the free Battle Pass you only get 1 legendary XP tomb. There are of course epic XP tombs available from the Battle Pass too, but we'll come back and talk about them later. With the Premium Battle Pass, which costs $10, you get another 11 legendary XP tombs. With the Ultimate Battle Pass, which costs $24, you get another 10 legendary XP tombs. So even if you purchase the biggest Battle Pass possible and play it right the way through the month, you still only end up with another 22 legendary XP tombs. So in total, we've earned 48 legendary XP tombs so far this month. We've just finished a tournament arena, and with 2 per month, if you manage to get through to the final chest, and this is no easy feat these days, you'll have received some more legendary XP tombs. And actually, just before we show the number of them, did anyone find that tournament arenas are getting harder and harder? I feel like everyone has kind of figured out the best characters, and since we don't have healthy balancing team on the game, it does mean that the meta for tournament arena is getting quite stale. For those that don't know, the meta is just what you call the current best teams in each mode. So I expect to be seeing plenty of Calandus, Shosil, Thaddeus, Revas, Aleph Null and Celestines as we go. Anyway, if you do grind through the tournament arena twice per month, in the final box you'll get another 5 legendary XP tombs per tournament, and so 10 per month. So now we're up to 58 legendary XP tombs per month. Moving into the next category for legendary XP tombs, and we'll dip into the Rogue Trader shop. Now of course this already needs you to have characters progression with legendary wings, but let's presume we've opened it. Each legendary tomb costs 11.5 shards each month, and imagine that we've got a perfect set of passive rogue shards each month. That would be characters like Gibba Scraps, whose shards you get from the daily logins, Harkin, whose character shards you get from completing mission crates, Athana, whose shards you'll get from completing all the daily missions, Snotflogger, whose shards you get from salvage runs, Snapareka, whose shards you get from PvP crates, and Calandus, whose shards you get from Tournament Arena. If you add these all together, you get roughly 290 passively generated character shards per month, and this would be enough to get you another 25 legendary XP tombs. So in total, we now have 83 legendary XP tombs. The last area we can get legendary tombs from is adding together some epic tombs that we get throughout the season as well. 1 legendary tomb is the equivalent of 5 epic tombs. If we just look at the Battle Pass, we get 4 free ones, and then completing the Battle Pass gives you around another 1 for each day you play. So let's stick it in at like 7 or something like that. Then, even going super over the top with our guesstimates for the rest, let's just say that we chuck in 60 extra ones from different sources through the month. I don't think it's as high as this, but whatever. That means that we have around another 14 legendary XP tombs. In total, that gives us roughly 100 legendary XP tombs for the month. So this means that we can either level around 5 characters from 0 to 35, or level 1 character from level 35 to level 50 in about 1 3/4 months, or level 1 character from level 0 to level 50 in around 2 months. And that's of course presuming you have the badges and gold for it as well. If you try and do all that with all the 69 characters we have, then it's going to take 138 months, or 11.5 years. And every year, you can only get 6 characters maxed out. For me and my guild, this is too slow. We can't have all the fun we want to be flexible in our choices. If we're not leveling meta characters, then we're falling further and further behind and getting less and less legendary XP tombs, which means it takes even longer. So when do we get to play the game the way we want to play it? Right now, our advice to Snowprint would be to half the time it takes to level the skills for new characters. This would level it out as a character being leveled per month, similar to what it takes to upgrade them to Diamond 2. That means the critical path is similar, and it'll still take us nearly 7 years to get everybody leveled up without any new characters, but at least it's a little bit more viable. How about if you want to buy your way to success? Currently you buy XP tombs at the weekend. A Codex of War costs 175 blackstone, so to get 199 of them, that's going to cost you 34,825 blackstone. To buy 34,825 blackstone from the shop, you'll need to purchase 2 of the largest blackstone packs and 1 of the second largest blackstone packs. So it would cost you a total of $250 per character, and for all of them that's over $17,000. That's obviously getting into mega whale territory, and again, that's just for their skills. With the overwhelming number of characters available to you, it's no surprise that you might be left scratching your head on what to upgrade next. For this, I built a Google Sheets planner that many players are using to help them do everything from plan what characters to level next and get a rough idea of how long it'll take, to planning out how long you can collect that next legendary character. I've included links to the how-to guides for these videos below, and they're constantly being updated with the latest changes, and just this week we've added some bug fixes courtesy of one of our community members, Kutip. They let me know that I had some issues with the points and scoring values of my legendary sheets, as well as the colouring of Ragnar and Vitruvius's legendary progress boxes. So if you want to have some help in planning your Tacticus journey, or you just want to grab the latest updates, then don't delay and get on it today. Or if you want to get 100 free Blackstone, then just use my Refer a Friend code in-game. You can only use this once per person, but every week more and more of you are getting the chance to get a little closer to leveling a character's skills. That's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'm really interested to hear all your thoughts down below about this incredibly interesting topic.